listening to the Holy Bible 1-Year Challenge with Master Storyteller Michael Wood, featuring the easy-to-read version and used by permission from Bible League International. Enjoy the show!
Hello everyone, welcome to day 348. We are finishing the book of Esther, starting in chapter 9, in an intense season finale, an event so grand that the Jews have created a holiday that they continue to celebrate to this day. That's practically 2,500 years after the actual event. You see, on the 13th day of the 12th month, all the Jews were supposed to be wiped out according to Haman's plans. But of course his plans backfired, and instead, the Jews got their revenge not only on him, but on many of the co-conspirators, the Persians themselves. The Jews killed 500 people in the citadel of Susa, and when the king asked Esther for whatever she wants, she asked for her enemies to be destroyed, and that Haman's 10 sons' corpses be hanged from the gallows. Remember, she could have had anything. She chose death. The king agrees, and the Jews killed a whole lot of other people, totaling up to more than 75,000 enemies. So after all the enemies of the Jews have been slaughtered, they have a day of celebration. And this becomes the holiday known as Purim. Some people call it the Jews' Mardi Gras, where they get drunk beyond belief, dance in the street. They attend dramatic readings of the book of Esther, where they're supposed to boo and hiss at any mention of Haman and cheer whenever Esther is mentioned. And the Jews give gift baskets to the poor. And for the record, I've been mentioning all the whole time that this was King Xerxes of Persia. Some also refer to him as King Ahasuerus. Whether they're one and the same or different kings, I suppose it's up to interpretation. And in the New Testament, we're continuing in the book of Revelation. God brings in a scroll with 7 seals, and he's holding it in his hand. Nobody can open these seals. Nobody is awesome enough to open them. But when somebody mentions that Jesus can open them, John sees a lamb with 7 horns and 7 eyes. And the lamb literally takes the scroll from God, and everyone in heaven, knowing who this weird-looking lamb is, and begin to have a huge, big party in heaven. There's certainly a lot of partying in this episode. If you enjoy the show, visit me at patreon.com/storymaster. You'll find the link in the description box below. By contributing as little as $1 per month, you will enable me to continue this ministry, and you'll get cool rewards too. Together, we're going to get through the Bible in 1 year. Let's get started. Esther chapter 9, Victory for the Jews. On the 13th day of Adar, the 12th month, the laws ordered by the king were scheduled to begin. This was the same day the enemies of the Jews had hoped to get power over them. But everything had changed. Now the Jews had the power to defeat their enemies. In all the territories of King Xerxes, the Jews gathered in the cities where they lived. They came together to attack those who wanted to destroy them. Everyone was now so afraid of the Jews that no one could stand against them. And the leaders of the territories, the regional rulers, the governors, and the king's officials all helped the Jews because they were afraid of Mordecai. Mordecai now had a lot of power in the king's palace. Everyone in the territories had heard about him and how important he was, and he became more and more powerful. The Jews defeated all their enemies. They attacked them with swords, killing and destroying them. They did anything they wanted to the people who hated them. In the palace area of Susa alone, they killed 500 men. But they did not take anything that belonged to those they killed. They killed all 10 sons of Haman, son of Hammedatha, enemy of the Jews. Haman's sons were Pershandatha, Dalphon, Espatha, Poratha, Adalia, Aridatha, Harmashta, Aristai, Aridai, and Bezatha. That day the king received a report of how many men had been killed in the palace area of Susa. He said to Queen Esther,
"The Jews have killed 500 men in the palace area, including Haman's 10 sons. I can only imagine what they have done in the other territories. Is there anything else you want? Tell me, and I will have it done. Ask, and I will do it.
Esther said,
If it pleases the king, let the Jews in Susa fight against their enemies again tomorrow, as you allowed them to do today. Also, command that the bodies of Haman's 10 sons be hanged in public.
So the king gave the command for it to be done. The order was given in Susa, and they hanged Haman's 10 sons. The Jews in Susa came together on the 14th day of Adar and killed 300 more men. And again, they did not take anything that belonged to those they killed. The Jews living in the other territories had also come together on the 13th day of Adar to defend themselves. And so they freed themselves from their enemies, killing 75,000 of those who hated them. And they also did not take anything that belonged to those they killed. Taking time to celebrate. The next day, the 14th of Adar, the Jews and the territories rested and made it a day of joyful feasting. The Jews in Susa had come together for battle on the 13th and 14th days of the month of Adar. They had no rest until the 15th day, so they made that their day to celebrate with a feast. That's why today only those Jews who live in the country and small villages celebrate on the 14th day of Adar. This is their day of joyful feasting, a holiday on which they send gifts of food to each other. Mordecai made a record of all these things that had happened. Then he sent letters to the Jews, far and near, and all the territories belonging to King Xerxes. He told them to celebrate the 14th and 15th of Adar every year as holidays, because on those days the Jews freed themselves from their enemies. That month was the time when their sadness was turned into joy and their crying was changed to celebration. Mordecai told them to celebrate those days with joyful feasting and by exchanging gifts of food and giving presents to the poor. So the Jews did what Mordecai said and agreed to continue celebrating these days every year. Purim, remembering a great victory. It was Haman, son of Habadatha the Agagite, the enemy of the Jews, who had made an evil plan to destroy them. He planned to kill them all in a single day, and he chose the day by using lots. But then Esther went to talk to the king, and he gave orders that caused Haman to suffer the terrible things he had planned for the Jews. He and his sons were hanged on the platform he had built. At that time, lots were called Purim. And that's why the days the Jews celebrate are called Purim. They made it a custom to celebrate these 2 days every year because of Mordecai's letter and because of all that they themselves had seen and experienced. They agreed that they and their descendants and all who joined them would continue to celebrate these 2 days. They promised to follow Mordecai's instructions on the same date every year. They agreed that every family in every territory and city should remember to celebrate these days and teach their children to do the same. They believed the Jews should never stop celebrating the days of Purim and that their descendants should always remember this festival. Queen Esther, the daughter of Abihail, along with Mordecai, wrote a letter to give her full authority to Mordecai's letter about Purim. The letters were sent to the Jews in all 127 territories of King Xerxes' kingdom. They included prayers for the peace and safety of all the Jews. These letters also gave orders for the Jews to celebrate the days of Purim each year at the time set by Mordecai and Queen Esther. They said that this festival was as important as the times of fasting and mourning that the Jews had already decided to remember. Esther's letter made the rules for Purim official, and they were written down in the royal records. Esther chapter 10. Mordecai honored. King Xerxes demanded that all the people in his kingdom pay taxes, even the people in faraway cities on the seacoast. All the great things Xerxes did that showed his power are recorded in the book of the history of the kings of Media and Persia. This includes the full story about Mordecai, and the great honor the king gave him. Yes, Mordecai, the Jew, was second in importance only to King Xerxes. He was the most important leader among the Jews. His fellow Jews respected him very much because he worked hard for the good of his people and spoke up for their future safety and success. Revelation chapter 5. Who can open the scroll? Then I saw a scroll in the right hand of the one sitting on the throne. The scroll had writing on both sides and was kept closed with 7 seals. And I saw a powerful angel who called in a loud voice, "Who is worthy to break the seals and open the scroll?" But there was no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth who could open the scroll or look inside it. I cried and cried because there was no one who was worthy to open the scroll or look inside. But one of the elders said to me, "Don't cry. The Lion from the tribe of Judah has won the victory. He is David's descendant. He is able to open the scroll and its 7 seals." Then I saw a lamb standing in the center near the throne with the 4 living beings around it. The elders were also around the lamb. The lamb looked as if it had been killed. It had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God that were sent into all the world. The lamb came and took the scroll from the right hand of the one sitting on the throne. After the lamb took the scroll, the 4 living beings and the 24 elders bowed down before the lamb. Each one of them had a harp. Also, they were holding gold bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of God's holy people. And they all sang a new song to the Lamb. "You are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals, because you were killed, and with your blood sacrifice, you brought people for God from every tribe, language, race of people, and nation. You made them to be a kingdom and to be priests for our God, and they will rule on the earth." And then I looked, and I heard the voices of many angels. The angels were around the throne, the 4 living beings and the elders. There were thousands and thousands of angels, 10,000 times 10,000. The angels said in a loud voice, "All power, wealth, wisdom, and strength belong to the Lamb who was killed. He is worthy to receive honor, glory, and praise." Then I heard every created being that is in heaven and on earth and under the earth and in the sea, everything in all these places saying, "All praise and honor and glory and power forever and ever to the one who sits on the throne and to the Lamb." The 4 living beings said, "Amen." And the elders bowed down and worshiped. Proverbs chapter 30, verses 11 to 23. Wise sayings of Agur, son of Jacob.
Some people curse their fathers and show no respect to their mothers. Some people think they are pure, but they are still covered with the filth of their sin. Some people are so proud of themselves and they look down on everyone else. Some people are like wild animals with teeth as sharp as knives. They attack the poor, taking all that they have until they completely destroy them. Greedy people know only 2 things: give me and give me. There are 3 other things that are never satisfied. Really, 4 things that never have enough: the place of death, a woman with no children, dry ground that needs rain, and a fire that will never stop by itself. People who make fun of their father or refuse to obey their mother should have their eyes plucked out by wild birds and be eaten by vultures. There are 3 things I don't understand, really. There are 4 things that amaze me. The way an eagle flies high in the sky. The way a snake slides over a rock. The way a ship sails on the sea. And the way a man loves a woman who is not faithful to her husband, acts as if she is innocent. She eats, wipes her mouth, and says she has done nothing wrong. There are 3 things that make trouble on the earth, really. 4 that the earth cannot endure. A slave who becomes a king. Fools who have everything they need. A woman whose husband hated her, but still married her. And a servant girl who becomes ruler over a woman she serves.
Thank you, everyone. That was day 348. Join us for day 349. We will begin the book of Malachi. Malachi means messenger in Hebrew, and according to Jewish tradition, this marks the end of divine prophecy in the Old Testament. I'll give a more detailed introduction in the next episode, and we will continue in the book of Revelation. Have you ever heard of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? Well, in the next episode, you'll learn who they are and what they're capable of and why we should be concerned. And as the seals of the letter that God is holding begin to open, things begin to intensify. Things like earthquakes, the sun turning to black, and the moon turning to blood. We hope you enjoyed today's verses. Be sure to leave us a positive review and to share this podcast with your friends and family. Please join us for the next episode as we experience the Bible in 1 year.
Did you know we offer online courses in creative writing, literature, and web design? Visit us at storymaster.online to learn more.